Lisa, one of the reasons I think that you were such a huge inspiration for me is the relationship that I have with your life.
Mm-hmm.
And there are many, many women out there
Yes.
who have a relationship with
Yes.
your life. And they can understand
Yes.
exactly what's going on.
Yes. They're my sisters. You're my sister.
Absolutely. And your strength and your courage to come out of, the tougher relationships that you have been in, the type of relationships that that were taught were okay for you
Yes.
to live in.
Mm-hmm.
What was the awareness for you that you were worth more than that?
I have to share with you that I didn't start off with, I deserve better. I didn't get the aha light to move into something greater. What was clear to me first was I don't deserve this.
Right.
That I'm still defining what I get to get, but I absolutely am clear what I don't have to accept. And so, I share with people all the time, and I share it myself. Sometimes you don't have to know what you want to be. You just need to be clear what you don't want to be. I mean, if you're clear on that, then let's just move away from that energy. So I didn't know what a healthy relationship looked like. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't know what it looked like for a man to pray for me, for a man to lift me up, for him to understand and to know with me that love didn't have to be entered, the room called love didn't have to be entered through the door called sex. Like, I didn't know that, and I didn't know that he could know that. And so what I had to do first was to really get clear on what was no longer acceptable for me. That was easier because I had more toxic issues and relationships in my life than I had healthy. So when I got tired of the toxic and my body, my soul began to react to the toxic, it was no longer okay for me. My spirit had outgrown that kind of interaction, that was no longer welcomed in my space, that I wanted to evict everything that didn't feel good from my body, from my space, and from my geographical location. Men, relationships, friends, anything that didn't feel good. So I was at the point where enough was truly enough. I am done with all of that. So I got to tell you, the first thing I think I did was draw the line on what I wasn't going to accept more. Then I said, well, now that that's gone, so what else? Well, now what do I get? Because I've created a lot of space, because I had a lot of toxic energy, because I'm a giver and lover. I want to accept everyone. I want to nurture everyone. So I would let everyone dump in my space. I would let everyone come and give me all their problems, and they'd leave light and happy. And I'm like, oh, woe is me behind your stuff. And so I just realized, wait a minute. If I don't require better, then I will never get better. And I can't be angry at anyone for giving me what they're giving me. And so I had to up-level my expectations, first of myself. I had to up-level who I'd be in the world, because I realized I could not expect someone else to come in and be to me and for me what I wasn't being for myself. So I had to, for 6 years, I didn't allow any relationships in my life, because I needed to be in a relationship with myself. I needed to learn how to court and be with Lisa. And it was the most amazing time. I felt a little funny going into it, because I thought, oh my God, I'm going to be like a nun. I'm going to be, and while that's great, that really wasn't me. And then I realized, no, I'm in a point where I'm really understanding what intimacy is about. Intimacy is really not sexually energy between two people. Intimacy is about closeness. And so intimacy for me was redefined as in, to, me, I see.
I love that.
And so, yeah, into me, I see. And then when I look into me and I celebrate her, then I can invite my sister in to look into me, or my brother in, because now I know for the first time in my life who you're going to meet when you meet me. That was refreshing. That was a turning block of my life. It wasn't a point. It was a long point. It was a 6 year. It was a 6 year concentrated effort on Lisa. almost to the point where it may have felt selfish and self-indulgent. But when I first started dating at 21, I would always order halibut. And I think it's because some guy I liked ordered halibut on my first date, at like 21. So for the next 8 years, I ordered halibut. Guess what? I don't like halibut. But I had to stop and be with me. I had to stop and be with me to find out, what do I like? I thought when I got 30, I have to stop dancing all night. You can't dance all night. It's not responsible. You're 30, you're a single mother. Well, guess what? When I just start being with me, I like to dance all night. That's just what I like. I don't have to do it at a club. I can do it in my room. I can do it with my son. But I realized I don't want to give up the things because society says women over 30 shouldn't do this or single moms shouldn't do this. I had to do Lisa. I have to do Lisa. What is her unique vibration on this planet? And to be true to that. And what I realize is that when I'm true to that, it's contagious. I'm grateful for every woman and man and child that has been inspired by my work. I'm grateful beyond words. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Because when I was little, I looked for a shero and I couldn't find her. Wonder Woman went off when I turned the TV off. The Bionic Woman, I went to Universal Studios and found out that was like a machine. And so I wanted a real life super shero. She can be as ordinary as possible, but I wanted her to be able to do extraordinary things. And I realized that in this world, when we're, as women, are servers, we serve everyone to the detriment of ourselves. We give from our empty tanks. We pour from a well that's dry. We let people scoop out the energy that we need. That when I got connected with Lisa and I began to stand up for her, I began to sing for her, scream for her, play for her, laugh for her, and fight for her. That what I was doing was making it okay for every woman to do the same. Under the title of a mother or a wife or a daughter, a college graduate or a GED, a dropout or a woman in prison, that we all get to celebrate our greatness. No apologies. That if in that journey I inspire someone, someone calls me a shero, if in that journey of learning to do me, I can support you to do you, then wow, that's the cherry on top of the cake.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's the whipped cream and the cherry.
Yeah, that's the whipped cream and the cherry. Because I was going to do it anyway. You know what I mean? I was doing it to save my life. I was doing it to make this life joyful for me. I was doing it so that my life could mean something to that little girl who's watching somewhere that I may not ever meet.
Absolutely.
So that was a very long way to answer your question.
Lisa, I want to truly thank you for sharing your intimate stories,
You're
the
welcome.
humbleness of who you are, the graciousness that you offer this world.
Thank you.
I end every interview with the same question for each guest. What is your truth?
My truth is giving myself constant permission to reach for the stars, even when my knees are knocking and my teeth are chattering. Giving myself permission to be a teacher and a student in the same second. Giving myself permission to leave a legacy, even if I'm not around to see it. And being responsible for everything that I give myself permission for.
Thank you so much, Lisa.
You're welcome. My pleasure. You're welcome.